Welcome to Canine Dog Talk. We all think we know how to show our dogs we love them, right? A pat on the head, a new toy. But what if the gestures they're truly dreaming of are completely different? Well, today, we're uncovering the secret ways to show your dog affection in a language they can actually understand.
Look, your dog's love for you is unconditional. We all know that. But here's the thing. They can't use words. So it's way too easy to miss what they truly need to feel happy, secure, and, well, deeply understood. And that's exactly where we can learn to do better. So, in this explainer, we're going to reveal 17 secret wishes your dog has. We'll start by decoding their world. Then we'll move on to building rock-solid trust. And finally, we'll talk about how to forge a truly unbreakable bond. First up, we've got to learn to see and, just as importantly, smell the world through their senses. This is all about respecting them for the amazing, unique individuals they really are. Our very first gesture is all about the daily walk. Now, you might be pulling them along, trying to get it over with, but for your dog, stopping at every single bush isn't a waste of time. It's literally how they read their morning newspaper. Every scent tells a story: who was here, when they were here, their mood, even their health. Forbidding them to sniff is basically like snatching the phone out of someone's hand while they're catching up with friends. And building on that idea of respect brings us to our next point, giving them small choices. Seriously, whether it's letting them choose which path to take on a walk or which toy to play with, letting them decide builds their confidence. You're showing them they're a partner in this, not just a pet. A dog who gets to choose is a much happier, more self-assured dog. Okay, this next one highlights a major disconnect we can have with our dogs: costumes. For us, it's an adorable photo op for social media, right? But for them, it can be a really confusing and stressful experience. The clothes restrict their movement and their ability to communicate with their tail or their ears. You have to remember, they tolerate it because they love you, not because they like it. At the end of the day, communication has to go both ways, and that means using a calm, normal voice they can understand, not that high-pitched baby talk, which can actually sound like instability to them. And it also means listening when they try to talk to us. You know, when they nudge you with a specific spot, they are literally showing you exactly where they want to be scratched. It's up to us to pay attention. All right, so now that we're starting to get their perspective, let's see how this all translates into daily habits, the kind that build a powerful sense of safety and trust. This chart really gets to the heart of a dog's biggest fear: abandonment. An 8-hour workday for us is an absolute eternity of loneliness for a pack animal. They don't have a concept of a job. They just know you're gone. But on the flip side, allowing them to sleep in your room, even in their own bed on the floor, reinforces that they are a safe, valued member of the pack. It makes all the difference. Let's talk about two absolute non-negotiables. First, freedom. A life lived only on a leash is, from their perspective, kind of like a life in prison. Just 15 minutes of safe off-leash running can completely change their entire mental state for the better. The second is daily play. And it's not just for puppies. It is absolutely essential for strengthening your bond and preventing the boredom that leads to destructive behavior. You are their safe space in what can be a very scary world, and that's exactly why yelling breaks their trust. They don't connect your anger to what they did. They connect it to you, making you seem unpredictable and frightening. And being their protector also means advocating for them. So when a stranger reaches out to pet them without asking, you need to be the one to step in and say, no. This shows them you're a reliable guardian who's always got their back. This brings us to a super critical responsibility: being their health advocate. Dogs instinctively hide pain. It's a survival mechanism. So it's our job to notice the tiny changes: eating a little less, sleeping a bit more, a lack of interest in playing. These aren't just them being moody. These are symptoms. Your dog can't pick up the phone and call a doctor. You are their only hope for help. And finally, let's talk about those really profound gestures, the ones that elevate your relationship from simply owner and pet to true, lifelong family. It is so important to love the dog you have right now for their own unique personality, not compare them to a beloved pet you've lost. They can actually feel that disappointment. And a huge part of showing that love is inclusion. Whenever possible, take them with you on your adventures. A dog who gets to travel with their owner knows their place in the pack is secure, no matter what. Okay, this next one is without a doubt the most difficult one on the list. But it is also the most important promise you can ever keep for your dog: being present during their final moments. Your dog has spent their entire life completely devoted to you. Leaving the room during euthanasia because it's too painful for you is, from their perspective, a final abandonment. They die looking around for the one person they trust most in the world. Your presence, your voice, and your touch, they provide comfort and love in their most vulnerable moment. It is the ultimate final act of returning their lifelong devotion. And that brings us to our final and honestly most crucial gesture, the one that really underpins everything else we've talked about today. And it's this: unconditional love isn't something they have to earn by being obedient or doing tricks. I mean, think about it. They love you simply because you exist. Our final promise is to love them back the exact same way.
A dog who feels this unconditional love is confident and happy, totally unafraid to make mistakes, because they know your love isn't on the line.
So when you put it all together, it really boils down to 3 simple promises we can make to them. First, observe the world through their senses. Second, respect their needs as an individual. And third, and most importantly, love them unconditionally for exactly who they are.
So take a moment and think about your own habits. What's just one small change, one new gesture you can start with today to deepen that incredible bond you already share with your dog? Thank you so much for watching this explainer with us here at Canine Dog Talk. If you want more insights into understanding your best friend, be sure to subscribe. We'd love to see you again.